20s, we're told that this is a time to hustle and grind. A lot of us forget that we're actually building the body and the mind we have to live with for the rest of our lives. So a lot of the problems that you're going to have as you age are because of the habits that you have in your 20s. I'm a junior doctor working in Germany. A couple of months ago, I was a student, and now I just want to help other students learn how to study smart and navigate their 20s. So let's talk about how to stay healthy in your 20s. It's also really important to learn ways to de-stress because of course you will always have stress in your life. It's just a matter of how much or what it is all about. So I personally love progressive muscle relaxation, and I love it because you can do it anywhere, so nobody's gonna notice, but also you can actually do it right before you go to sleep twice, and that is really helpful. So the way that it works is you kind of focus on squeezing a muscle. So I always like to go from bottom to top. I like to squeeze my feet, then I will let it go, then I will squeeze my calves, and then I will let it go, and I work my way up muscle by muscle. This really contracts your muscles and then it actually releases them, and once I've done it twice, it really relaxes me even when I am very stressed out, and so I can actually go to sleep with much. Like anything in life, de-stressing is also a skill, and I think we expect ourselves to just kind of know it, but it's just not going to happen. You always have to build up a skill, and you have to find a lot of different ways to de-stress and figure out what works you and what you like and what you don't like. The next one is to get your blood work done. I know that we kind of always put it off and we don't think it's as important, when in actuality this will tell you what type of vitamins you need to take, and especially with vitamin D, a lot of people have deficiency, and for women it is really important to actually take iron tablet. I make sure to take an iron tablet every single day. Sometimes here and there I will forget about it, but that is like one of the most important things because a lot of women do lose iron every single month, and I feel like that is very obvious, especially nowadays where so many people are focusing on strength training, especially women. The 20s are the years where you have a lot of high energy, your body is at its peak for muscle building and for bone density accumulation, so it is really important to get a head start and really focus on training for strength in your 20s. This is really going to create a buffer for you because when you are in your menopause years, strength training directly counteracts the loss of body mass and even bone density. It is really important to focus on it already. Get tretinoin if you have access to it. I think it's so important to start early with tretinoin just because it actually just reduces not just wrinkles but also like scarring on your face. It is especially for people who have acne, and I feel like a lot of young women, especially in their teenage years, do get acne, and it is so much easier for you to kind of get rid of that insecurity or just improve your overall look, and it definitely gives you such a beautiful glow if you use it regularly. I love microneedling, and if you can get that, do get that done professionally. My sister has this one pen and I actually really love using it myself as well, and I've recently started using it. It's especially also helpful for people who have acne scarring, and I would not recommend you getting those derma rollers because I used to have that and I did use it for some time, but I simply don't like it. I also find that it's very hard to disinfect that, and on top of all of that you also have to keep it somewhere, and I don't think that it is very safe, especially because how uneven all of those things are for your face. It's definitely not used by professionals, so don't use it as well. Make lots of green smoothies, and I love doing that every single day. I always try to make one green smoothie and it is super healthy and delicious. I especially love how much fiber it contains and the vitamins. Of course you have to be careful to not use too many fruits because you're only supposed to eat 2 handfuls, especially because we obviously eat a lot of other stuff that contains massive amounts of sugar as well. And so my favorite one is definitely with spinach because it looks so green. I've also tried other things, for example avocados. They always make the smoothie, the consistency a little thicker, so I would watch out for that. But I love spinach and mangoes and strawberries. I always put that in a mixer, and then I also put the water up until all of these vegetables and fruits are underwater, and I think that is like the perfect amount of water. I prefer that to be definitely fluidy and less thick. I also experiment a lot, so you never get bored of it unless you of course want the same smoothie every single day, and honestly just go for it. The next one is to regulate your sugar intake. I think that is so important, especially nowadays with so much food that is just out there for us, and we can buy anything we want, and we can also get next day delivery, which is insane. Of course I love chocolate, so maybe I'm just the wrong person to tell you all, but I have tried over time to just eat less of it or eat dark chocolate, because then if you are constantly taking in dark chocolate, you're just not going to like the flavor of other forms of chocolate. I've definitely noticed the difference because whenever I ate a lot of like other types of chocolate with less cacao in them, it really made my face have just more acne and specifically just have a lot of like pimples on certain areas. Now that I try to avoid it and eat more dark chocolate, I also like dark chocolate more. I eat less of the other chocolate and I also have less pimples. The next one is to drink more water, and I know you've probably heard of it a million times. It is really important. Water makes up around 60% of an adult's body. It is really important to get 2 to 3 liters for women. So what I really like to do is whenever I'm working, I always like to drink water, and whenever I need to go to the bathroom, I always go to the kitchen directly and drink another glass of water. This makes sure that I don't ever forget to drink water. And yes, in the beginning you will have to go to the bathroom a lot, but it is really helpful. And that's it for the video. Until next time, bye.